Hi, my name is Alex Swope, and today we're going to be talking about Franklin Industries, the whistleblowing case. So first, let's talk a little bit about the background of the story, the who. We have Natalie Garson here, who is a licensed CPA who works for Franklin Industries, who is a leader in home builder or helping with home builders here in the United States. Natalie's current title is staff supervisor because she was demoted about 6 months ago from HR, from being the assistant manager for potentially uncovering some embezzlement scheme within the company and with one of the department managers. Something to know about Natalie is she's very strong-willed, and she really wants to stick to her values and knows what's right and what's wrong. So let's a little bit more about the what now. So Natalie found unusual transactions between Denny King and Vic Construction. Now it comes out that Vic Construction is actually owned by Victoria King, who is Denny's sister, and Denny also has interest within the company. It is turned out that internal audit investigates this, finds that there was a $5 million embezzlement scheme going on, and after these fake invoices were made, the money that was sent to Vic Construction was then transferred back to Denny, resulting in the circle of the embezzlement scheme. So what Natalie did is once she found the evidence, she reported this matter to her immediate supervisor, the controller, and then she also took this to HR, who then claims that there was no embezzlement that took place. However, this will come up sooner, is because that there was no embezzlement that took place, everything that the CEO says goes. So HR was pressured, most likely by the CEO, that there was no embezzlement scheme because they didn't want to take this any further. Again, there's this thought process within the company that no one wants to, quote unquote, rock the boat, in which this enables fraudsters to continue to fraud. So now what is at stake for the key parties here? First, we have Natalie, who could lose her job, right, obviously, and also lose her CPA licensure if she doesn't do something about this. What she can do, though, is if she does take this forward, she can bring justice to a corrupt organization. So I find a lot of value, actually, in Natalie bringing this forth and taking it to the right authorities. Now, there's a lot of criminal investigation and criminal litigation that could be involved with this. You have the HR department, right? They knew about the situation, did nothing about it. You have the board of director members, especially the CEO, who is the head of the board of director members, but that is also prohibited. You have Denny King and Victoria King, obviously, for the embezzlement scheme as the fraudsters. And then also there's an outside focus towards the external auditors. Now, however, they might not face criminal charges. They could face the reputation decline, losing confidence in their current clients. So really, how is Natalie going to influence these people to make a change and to investigate the matter? First of all, bring this from internal audit, and then threaten for whistleblowing. And again, this is some of the more powerful and persuasive arguments that we'll talk about here. Again, she needs to address all members of the board of directors, not just the CEO and not just certain members, but bring them all together so they're all aware of the situation. And again, present that evidence from what internal audit brought forward from their investigation, and then also suggest going to the SEC if this is not appropriately resolved by them. Now, is this a sufficient whistleblowing case? First, I pulled out 3 different questions as to whether or not this is a sufficient whistleblowing case. First, I'm going to talk about, will the firm's actions do substantial harm to others? Absolutely is the case. It's a $5 million embezzlement. You have investors that are relying on this information that are now being, if management is not taking care of this, they are at risk right now. So what else could they possibly do if they're willing to let this go? Was the matter reported to a supervisor? And that was yes. Natalie went directly to her immediate supervisor, as we talked about before, and that was with the controller of the company. Now, is this sufficiently documented? Right? Is there evidence that is documented? And yes, IA does have this information documented that helps uncover the fraud. really what Natalie's trying to do here is trying to help prevent the harm to the public. By going forward, she's making a good effort and potentially uncovering some even deeper issues within the company. And I leave you with that. Thank you.